This podcast contains adult themes and language, and some of the things that we discuss may be disturbing to some listeners. In this podcast, we discuss sexual assault, torture, race, and murder. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to Fruitloops, bienvenidos bitches, and buiti binafi. Thank you for listening. Fruitloops is a podcast about true crimes committed by people of color and the victims that we do not hear or know much about. Contrary to popular belief, not all serial killers are straight cis white dudes.
What?
No, that's right. There are many well-documented cases of serial killers of color, and Fruitloops is a podcast all about them. We will take deep dives into the fascinating lives and crimes of serial killers and true crimes committed by people of color and the victims that the media and entertainment commonly leave out because the news is racist. Allegedly.
And we are Wendy and Beth. She's Wendy. I'm Beth. We're not journalists, investigators, or psychologists. Just a couple of gals interested in true crime. Also, the opinions expressed in this podcast are just that, our opinions. Please send any questions or comments to fruitloopspod@gmail.com or leave us a voicemail at 602-935-6294, and we may feature it on a future episode.
Also, our website is fruitloopspod.com, and we use fruitloops.pod for all our social media. The footnotes for each episode can be found on our website. Plus, check it out for the different ways that you can support the show and become a Fruit Loops patron. So, Beth, tell the people, who are we talking about today? I mean, what are we talking about today?
Well, we're on a break, so today's episode is going to be a little different. This is an episode that we recorded for our patrons. The date we recorded it is in the title, so the stories are a little dated, and there could be more recent information available now. But anyway, what we do in these episodes is share news stories with each other that are trending on that date, mostly true crime, but anything that we find interesting, and talk about what's going on in the world. These patron-only episodes are a little more conversational, personal, and less edited.
And if you are already a patron at the $5 level, maybe you don't know that these are available to you. Well, they are. Surprise! Just log into Patreon or Podbean, whichever platform you sign up for as a patron, and they will be there in your feed. We hope you enjoy this episode. To get more of these episodes, which we release weekly, become a patron at the $5 and up tier.
Yeah.
Actually, there's no tier above $5, but for some reason, people do it, and we thank you. And with that, let's get on with the show. Extra, read all about it. Fruit Loops has some updates for you, and we are gonna shout it. I just wanted to say it's a sad day for the hip hop world because Biz Markie died of complications from diabetes. Do you know Biz Markie? I bet
I don't.
You know that song? You got what I need.
Yes, I know that
you
song.
Say he's just a friend. Don't ever get with the girl who has a friend. Yeah, so that's Biz Markie.
Okay.
And he was an American rapper, singer, songwriter, DJ, and record producer. And again, he's best known for that 1989 single, Just a Friend, which became a top 40 hit in several countries.
Yeah.
He was born in Harlem and he died in Detroit on the 16th of July with his wife by his side. I want to say 50 something, mid 50s.
Still pretty young.
Yeah. So anyway, that's sad dude.
Well, that's sad.
Sad news. Yeah. Rest in peace, Biz Markie. let's see. There's a Ugandan athlete who went to Tokyo and has been missing. Did you hear
Oh,
about this?
no, I did not.
Well, his name is Julius Sekitoleko. I apologize for the pronunciation. He's 20 years old, a Ugandan athlete, a weightlifter, and he went missing in Tokyo just before the start of the Olympics. Are they started yet? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't
All I
follow
know is it's just
the
bad
sports.
news.
Yeah.
People are getting Delta COVID. They should have just shut the whole thing down, but what do I know? Anyway, so he left a note before disappearing, expressing concerns about going back to his country of origin.
Oh.
He failed to qualify for the Olympics, and according to CNN, the weightlifter said in his note that Uganda was too difficult, and he wished to work and stay in Japan.
Oh.
He also made a request in the note for members of his delegation to send his belongings back to his wife.
Oh, wow.
And he was supposed to fly back on July 20th, but he is nowhere to be found. He was last seen at a local station near his hotel on Friday, and officials noticed that he was missing when they went to his hotel around noon on Friday to receive a COVID test sample, and he was not there.
He was gone.
So what's interesting about this is he's not the first Ugandan athlete to go missing during like big competitions. Apparently, 2 Ugandan athletes, along with others from Rwanda and Cameroon, disappeared during the 2019 Commonwealth Games in Gold Coast, Australia.
Wow.
And then a pair of rugby players from Uganda also went missing during the 2014 Commonwealth Games in Glasgow, Scotland. What the fuck? Yeah. So the Ugandan Olympic delegation, they said they arrived in Japan on July 7th. They're doing their mandatory quarantine like everybody who's going over there has to do. There is somebody in the Ugandan delegation who tested positive for the Delta variant, and the chief de mission of the Ugandan delegation said the team is cooperating with local authorities to try to find Seki Toleko. And according to Human Rights Watch, I guess here's what's been going on in Uganda. Recently, they held elections and declared President Yoweri Museveni, who has been in power since 1986, as the winner of the election.
Oh, so it's probably rigged.
Yeah, rigged. And maybe there's some corruption, perhaps. Yes, the election was followed by violence, with security forces arresting journalists and killing protesters.
Oh,
and so I can understand him not being super jazzed about going back home.
Yeah.
Now, Human Rights Watch said that Ugandans are still facing torture and violations of basic rights.
Wow.
So just wanted to say, Tokyo Fruities and Olympic watchers, be on the lookout. Let's see. So I don't know if you heard about this. There is this pandemic. It's called COVID-19. Yes.
What?
Would you believe it, girls? And we are not out of the woods.
No.
I mean,
no, the Delta variant is getting bad.
It is getting bad. Numbers are on the rise. Hospitalizations are going up, and school is starting in 2 weeks here in Arizona. And according to the American Academy of Pediatrics, all children above age 2 should be wearing masks, regardless of vaccination status, when schools reopen in the fall. And that's according to an NBC News report. To be clear, though, there is no federal mask mandate for schools or children. And the CDC, the WHO, who knows what they're saying. They go back and forth. And I listened to an interview with the Department of Education Secretary, and he was like, you know what? You're right. There is no federal mandate. Next question. So
what are they going to do?
Yeah, it's not something that they're going to do. He did, though, acknowledge that it's a challenging situation.
Yeah.
No fucking shit. So I was talking to one of our fruities. It was Bree on Instagram, and we were both just sort of expressing like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I'm nervous. Me too. Like when our kids start school in the fall.
Right.
And we're trying to be a good example to our kids. And still wear masks everywhere. But when they go to school, they could be in the minority, and they're already minorities, or marginalized kids. So
you know what?
I don't know what the peer
people
pressure
look
of
at
it.
me funny for wearing a mask, and I'm an
Yeah,
adult.
exactly. Yeah. So I don't know what that peer pressure is going to mean for all of our communities, our global community. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If how this will affect the numbers and our fight to get out of this mess.
Yeah, it's such a simple solution, you know?
It really is.
Get
Yeah, I get.
vaccinated and wear
Yeah,
masks. I
yeah,
mean, and then
yeah.
everything really could go back pretty much to normal, but
It could, but people are so tough. I
they're
get the
so
fatigue.
resistant.
I get the mask fatigue.
I
I
don't.
get you don't.
No,
I'm just trying to empathize, right? I mean,
I don't get it because
maybe it's hard to
I
breathe
don't
in
think
there.
it's a big deal.
Maybe everybody's sick of smelling their own breath. I know I have halitosis and I prefer wearing masks. Plus, it is weird not being able to smile at people, but I'm just smiling with my eyes.
I forget.
Really?
I forget that I'm wearing a mask. Yeah.
Oh, well, you must have some really nice, comfy masks. I don't forget. My glasses are always fogging up.
Oh, yeah, that is a pain. The glass is fogging up. Yeah.
But I really don't think it's a big deal.
No.
You know what I mean?
In the grand scheme of things, it's like it's so easy.
Yeah,
you know?
it really is. But time will tell when we're at the end of this thing, and we're just not there yet. So, me personally, we will be sending our kids to school with masks, but I don't know what the school is going to do, if they're going to make all the kids wear them or what,
Yeah.
So we just do our best and see what happens. Hold your breath. See what happens. Yeah. Let's see. Got a couple more stories here.
Okay.
Did you hear about the bloodthirsty vampire who has killed kids and drank their blood? Yes.
I did not read the whole story though, so tell me about it.
Okay, so in Kenya, they arrested what they call, the media is calling the bloodthirsty vampire child killer. His name is Matsen Milimo Wamjala, 20 years old, and he was arrested last week for the killing of 2 children whose bodies were found dumped in a forested area near Nairobi, the capital of Kenya. But in a confession, he was like, there's more.
Oh, gosh.
He admitted to the killing of at least 10 young teenagers, according to police. And there was a bunch of child disappearances in Kenya, almost 2 per day in recent weeks.
Whoa.
And Wanjala single-handedly massacred his victims in the most callous manner, sometimes through sucking blood through their veins before executing them.
So he actually did suck their blood.
Yes. And Twitter, again, is describing him as a bloodthirsty vampire. His victims were 12 to 13 years old, and the murders go back as 5 years.
Whoa.
He drugged.
So there's got to be more than 10.
I'm thinking so. I mean, for him to be so like, oh, I have a secret to tell. Would you like to hear some tea? Like, what? Can you imagine like thinking you arrested this guy and got this monster off the street for 2 killings, and then all of a sudden there's more?
There's more. Yeah. Jeez.
So his first victim, he said, was a 12-year-old girl 5 years ago. So that's how we know it. It goes at least 5 years back. Some of the victims' bodies were dumped in thickets. Some were submerged in sewer lines and left to rot. One teenage boy he took and drugged. He demanded money from the family, 30,000 Kenyan shillings. And they didn't give it to him, I don't think. And he killed them. He killed the boy.
God.
And he was very unapologetic about his crimes. And he told detectives that he derived, quote, a lot of pleasure, end quote, from killing his victims.
Wow.
So I believe that would be an excellent episode, but I don't think there's enough information quite yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Not yet. He was just arrested, but yeah.
Sounds like a crazy story.
Crazy story, right up our alley, and stay tuned. Let's see. Well, there's a father in New Jersey who burned his house down with his baby inside, and a Baltimore police officer killed his stepson.
Oh,
and
jeez.
Hit him in the wall. Which story do you want to hear about?
Oh, God. I don't want to hear.
And another story. There's a dude who was on Law and Order SVU, and he's also been on the show. What other show? SVU and and Law and Order SVU and Boardwalk Empire and the Mysteries of Laura and Blue Buds, who shot somebody
I
and
heard
is
about
being
that
charged with murder.
one.
You did? Because I didn't. Is it on your list?
No, but I heard about it.
Okay, well, here goes. So Isaiah Stokes is his name. He's been charged with murder in the 2nd degree and 2 counts of criminal possession of a weapon, according to the Queens DA. This announcement came on Friday. And the actor was indicted for the murder of Tyrone Jones, rest in power king. But this happened in Queens. Isn't that funny? Anyway, inappropriate. Next part. So Stokes was 41 years old. He was arraigned Friday morning on that 3-count indictment, charging him with murder, as I said. And he's been in multiple TV shows since the mid-2000s. I didn't recall seeing him. He is a black man.
Yeah, I looked him up to see if I recognized him, and I didn't recognize him.
I didn't either.
Although he looked a little familiar, but I didn't recognize him.
Not all black people look the same.
No,
I'm just kidding.
I
know you wouldn't.
In Boardwalk Empire or something.
Yeah, I didn't watch Boardwalk Empire or Blue Bloods, but I gets down with some Special Victims Unit, and I don't remember him at all. But
he may have been just in one episode or something.
Maybe he also
there was a lot of like black gangsters in Boardwalk Empire.
Oh, was there now? Didn't know that. Didn't know that.
It's set like I want to say in the 20s. Yeah, it must have been in the 20s because it was during Prohibition. And so there were like a lot of bootleggers, and there was this one gang of black guys who were bootleggers. Yeah.
Really? That sounds very interesting. Well, it sounds period piece E. So
right up my alley.
Right up your alley, lady. But Blue Buds, I think had Mark Wahlberg's brother. I don't know which Donnie Wahlberg. Feel the vibration.
Okay. I never watched that one.
Nah, but it's been on TV a long time. So anyway, and then this guy Stokes, he's also a musician, and his stage name is Isaiah. Now the S is a $sign. So,
of course.
So he's due back in court.
Why would it not be?
He's due back in court the day we record this. And if he's convicted, he faces up to 25 years to life in prison. So I guess he's accused of unloading nearly 11 shots during this brazen afternoon shooting in the daytime. Who gets that mad in the daytime? Summertime in New York, the weather is fine, the sun is shining. Why are you doing shooting people?
Why are you so mad?
Why are you so mad? You wanna argue. I can't argue with you. So gun violence, I watch too much TikTok. Gun violence is all too prevalent in our neighborhoods. And, but this guy it's not like he was hungry, right? Usually crimes occur out of desperation. So this could have just been a dispute. Maybe he was in a bad mood.
Right.
But the incident took place on February 7th around 2:45 p.m. in New York. Surveillance footage showed Stokes exiting a car parked at an road rage intersection in Queens, New York, approaching the driver's side window.
Why do you want to do that?
Why you do that? Remember when we talked about, we must have mentioned, people are and have been losing their goddamn minds because they've been in the house.
Yeah.
You know, for 18 months. But meditate, y'all. Come on.
Yeah,
breathe
come on.
Breathe it out.
Do some guided meditation for Christ's sake.
Yes, exactly. Sing a song. So he fired 11 shots into this man's car, hitting Jones, and he was 37 years old.
Wow.
And he was pronounced dead by paramedics, and there's no other information known about the circumstances that led to the murder, but I think we get it.
Yeah.
And let's see how long I've been yapping my big fat mouth. Oh, 15 minutes. So your turn.
So my first story is about a woman named Pamela Hupp.
Okay.
Pamela Hupp, 62, has been charged with fatally stabbing her quote-unquote friend, Elizabeth Betsy Faria, back in 2011.
Friend, you say?
Yes.
Okay.
Someone stabbed Faria 55 times at her home on December 27th, 2011.
I just spit out all my tea. Did you say 57 times?
55.
Jesus. Híjole,
Yeah.
that is still a lot of stabbings. Okay, what?
So Betsy's husband, Russell Faria, was originally tried and convicted of the murder, but he was acquitted in 2015 during a retrial. And alibi witnesses placed him miles away from the residence when Elizabeth probably died.
Okay.
The defense presented Pamela Hupp as an alternate suspect, and the investigation was criticized because she was never considered like a serious suspect. And Russell Faria reached a $2 million settlement over officers allegedly ignoring evidence against Hupp. So now Hupp has been finally charged with killing Betsy Faria, which, if you might remember, happened in 2011.
Oh my! This whole time she was probably like, "I got away with it. I got away with
more,
it."
Let me tell you.
Okay.
She got Betsy to make her the beneficiary of a $150,000 life insurance policy. Days before the murder.
Rest of my tea again. What?
Days before the murder, and it's surmised that she stabbed Faria those 55 times in order to make it look like it was a rage killing. And
to make it look like a friend did not do it.
Like her husband did it.
Okay.
They think she staged the crime scene to frame Russell Faria.
Wow, this lady, a piece of work she is. Okay, There's Pam, more. What else, Pam? What
so
else?
Pamela Hupp, when she was charged, was already in prison because she killed a man named Louis Gumpenberger, who lived with a mental disability from a 2005 car crash. And she lured him to her home in O'Fallon, Missouri, shot him, and then told police he had been attempting to kidnap her at knife point. But she had actually told him she had been driving around telling people she was a Dateline producer, requesting help to reenact a 911 call, because that's what Dateline producers do.
Of course. Chris Hansen told us at CrimeCon. That's exactly how it works.
And she tried to pull other people into the story, too. So they have witnesses who said, yeah, she tried that on me.
Oh, my. Oh, she's going straight to hell.
Yeah.
This woman is bad news. Wow.
And the motive in that killing was that she wanted to make it seem like Russell Faria was behind the kidnapping. And she wanted to distract focus from herself in Betsy Faria's death. Not only that, but she is also suspected of killing her own goddamn mother.
Wait a diddly doggone minute. Wow, what a rap sheet.
Yeah,
Pam.
So it's a crazy ass story. And Dateline did a podcast hosted by Keith Morrison on her called The Thing About Pam.
Wait, pause. There's a Dateline podcast?
Yeah.
Excuse me. Hang on a second. I need to grab my telephone. I feel like a dumb ass. How dare I?
The regular Dateline podcast is just episodes of Dateline. So just the audio. But this was a one-off called The Thing About Pam. And they have other ones that are one-offs too.
Oh my God. This story is crazy. Rest in peace to everyone who's this woman's life ruined.
All the victims of this crazy woman.
I am very excited to find out about this podcast. Jesus. Yeah. Thank you. Whoa,
you're welcome. Yeah, it's a crazy story. There you
go. That is like a delicious morsel of grilled salmon with lemon juice. I mean, it's such a juicy story. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can't wait for what else is on the menu.
Well, did you hear the story about the shooting in Tucson?
I did. I saw that on our timeline. I did not read the article. What happened?
Well, 2 people are dead and multiple others, including first responders, have been hurt after someone showed up to an active house fire in Tucson and just started shooting.
No fucking way. Are you
Yeah.
serious? Did they apprehend the
Yeah, they got
person?
him. He's been described as a 35-year-old man. He was taken to the hospital in critical condition after exchanging gunfire with a Tucson police officer, but they didn't name him, at least
Okay.
not yet today. So this happened yesterday, I believe,
Yeah.
on Sunday. Yeah.
Ooh.
So the Tucson Fire Department responded to a reported house fire around 3:45 p.m. in southeast of downtown Tucson.
Okay.
Not long after the paramedics arrived at the scene, a man in a silver SUV approached the ambulance and began shooting. The man fired multiple shots into the driver's side of the ambulance, striking both paramedics inside. One of the paramedics was
Oh.
able to call for help and provide a description of the suspect's vehicle.
Uh-huh.
Police said one of the paramedics, described as a 20-year-old, was taken to the hospital in critical condition with a gunshot wound to the head. The
Oh,
other,
no.
described as a 21-year-old woman, was struck in the arm and is expected to be okay.
Okay.
Police said the man in the silver SUV then drove to the house where the reported house fire was taking place again and
He
began
returned.
shooting. Yeah,
Oh,
he started
wow.
shooting again. And
Oh,
two
my
people were
God.
hit during that incident. A captain with the Tucson Fire Department who is shot in the arm and is expected to be okay, and a 44-year-old man, a neighbor, who
Uh-huh.
died after he was shot in the head.
Oh,
A
my
third person
God.
was grazed by a bullet and expected to be okay. Now,
Oh.
when the article first came out, they said there were several children that were missing,
Okay.
and they didn't know where they were, but I guess they were located and they're safe.
Okay.
But one person was found dead inside the burned house, and due to the condition of the body, investigators have not been able to determine that person's age or gender. Um,
Oh, my
I
God.
wonder if this guy killed somebody in the house and then set it on fire, and then
Right. And prevented first responders from
from
accessing the
yeah,
home so that
right,
he could get away with it, except he
or something.
returned
Yeah,
twice and shot and killed other people.
yeah, yeah.
Millennials.
Not
Jesus Christ.
not a great idea.
Wow. What a story. Oh my God. Thoughts and prayers, Tucson. Come on, y'all. Put
Yeah,
them guns
yeah,
away.
yeah. Put those
Oh,
away. Stop it.
jeez. All right, Beth. Do
Which
you
is
have any happy stories?
well, I have a new segment for you. I have a few stories that are kind of related.
Ooh, give it to me,
My new
please.
segment is called "Don't Do That."
Oh, don't do that.
Don't do
Okay.
that. Okay.
Don't do that. Okay.
So, a 44-year-old Colorado man last week was found guilty of vehicular homicide after speeding well over 100 miles per hour, live streaming it to his Facebook page.
Oh. Oh
Brian
no.
Kirby was found guilty by an Adams County jury on 3 counts stemming from the 2018 incident, including leaving the scene of a fatal crash and reckless manslaughter. According to the DA, Kirby live streamed himself driving up to 167 miles per hour on E470.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's
In the
insane.
video, he was driving between 120 and 150 miles per hour while saying on his stream, "We cruise at 140."
Oh.
Kirby continued to speed up to 155 miles per hour while talking to viewers on his Facebook live feed before he rapidly approached the dark-colored sedan. Kirby came upon the
Oh.
sedan traveling in the right lane from the left, crossing over the center marking, and then striking the vehicle in the rear while going around 120 miles per hour.
Oh my God.
There was a loud crunch heard on the live stream as the phone tumbled, and then the feed abruptly stopped. So,
oh my
so
God.
don't do that.
Don't do that. Wow. What on earth? I mean, did he have a nice car? Was he a skilled driver? Was he
Not a
ghost riding
clue.
the whip? I
Not a
don't know,
clue.
but it doesn't sound like it. And so what's the point? And now lives have been lost.
Right. So
Well,
don't do that.
Don't do that. Oh my gosh. Well, lesson learned. I won't do that. What
So
else?
my next story is about a wild police chase of a woman in a stolen truck.
Okay.
And this incident happened in Worcester, Massachusetts. I guess a guy called 911 and said a lady he didn't know just got in his truck and started driving away.
Oh, okay.
But he
Okay.
had GPS, so the police were tracking the vehicle.
Uh-huh.
And while they were tracking it, they were flagged by another driver who told them that their car had been hit by the pickup truck only minutes before.
Oh.
So this lady's wilding out.
Yes, she is. Although, good thing the police were around. It's one of those times where you're like, are there any police around? Where are they when you need them?
Where are they? Yeah. Well, they were here. So they started chasing her. And then she stopped.
Mm-hmm.
A police officer got out of the vehicle and started towards the stolen vehicle. And then she drove away. The officer got back into his cruiser and followed her. She began to increase her speed and drive through red lights. So the officer stopped following her for safety reasons.
Okay.
And then the lady got into some heavy traffic. So she decided to cross over into the wrong lane in oncoming traffic.
No.
And drove into a van.
No.
And so
not the van.
Then they approached the vehicle again in an attempt to get her, and she backed up the vehicle at a high rate of speed and struck a cruiser behind her, knocked down and dragged one of the detail officers. Yeah.
Oopsies.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So then they started chasing her again and then stopped because it was getting crazy.
Yeah.
And then she ended up pulling into a drive-through at a McDonald's.
No, to get food through the drive-through?
Yeah, through the drive-through.
Oh my God.
So the police officers...
Any relation to Pam?
I wonder.
Oh my God.
So the officers were able to locate her again, and they attempted to arrest her. They approached her in two vehicles, but she intentionally struck one before veering off the road. But then she got stuck in a pile of mulch that was on the McDonald's property. So
oh no.
They were able to pull her out of the vehicle, and she fought and struggled with them during the arrest. So
oh my gosh. You know what? Her life was over. Like the moment she got in that car and stole it.
And, yeah.
So balls to the wall, baby.
Yeah.
Like nothing to lose. Might as well see how far I could take this. You know what I mean? I wouldn't steal a car in the first place. I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I like this segment. This is fun.
My next story is about a Taco Bell employee that was arrested last Monday in Nashville.
Okay.
Actually, I don't know if it was last Monday. She was arrested in Nashville after she and her coworkers allegedly set off fireworks inside the restaurant.
No.
Causing the building to catch fire as they watched from afar and accidentally locked themselves out.
Oh my God. Was she an employee?
Yeah.
Oh,
I think the one that got arrested, they might have all been arrested, but this article was about her. And I think she was actually the manager.
No! Oh my God.
So the incident...
She must have really hated it there.
Yeah. The incident occurred on July 5th at a location in Tennessee's capital city of Nashville.
Okay.
But the investigation into how the blaze began to take a turn on July 8th when the restaurant's management called local fire investigators to report that the surveillance cameras had captured their employees playing with fireworks inside the restaurant.
Really?
According to the surveillance footage, the employees can be seen locking the doors to the dining room to keep customers from entering the business.
Safety first.
Yeah. The video then shows the employees running around inside the store with fireworks in their hands. At one point in the video, the employees can be seen going into the men's bathroom where they are out of sight of the camera for a short period of time before returning to the lobby and placing an item into a trash can near the door. Employees are seen using their cell phone cameras to record the trash can from the outside of the restaurant. Employees then realized that they locked themselves out of the restaurant and they tried unsuccessfully to get back into the store. When they saw the trash can start to smoke, they called 911.
Oh no! Do you have to go to jail for that, or can that just
probably,
be like
because you know what? The fire caused more than $30,000 worth of damage to the restaurant. Yeah.
Oh boy. Whoops.
So don't do that.
Don't do that. Oh man. Oh my gosh. No take backsies.
No
Woo.
take backsies. No.
Oh no, don't do that. Oh my God. These are such fun mistakes. And I'm glad it wasn't me.
Came across a whole string of these crazy stories. So
wow, people are wilding out everywhere.
They are. It's
wow. Oh, man. Fuck this panorama, parabola, Panda Express, Pendejo. Get out of my life. Wow. Okay. Well,
so that's
that
all
was
I got.
really. My cheeks are hurting because I've been smiling so much.
Mine too.
This was fun. I like this segment. Don't do that.
Don't do that. I'll see if I can find one for every episode.
Ooh, fun stuff. Well, that's the news. Look alive, y'all. It's crazy out there. Well, that's it, folks. Where can the people find us, Beth?
Our website is fruitloopspod.com. Our Facebook page is Fruit Loops Pod, and our discussion group is Fruit Loops Pod Discussion on Facebook. We are also on Twitter and Instagram at Fruit Loops Pod, and links to our sources will be in our footnotes. If you want to support the show, you can send us a donation on the Cash App. Just Google Fruit Loops Pod Cash App, or you can become a monthly patron through Podbean. This will help us pay for things like our website and pod hosting. There's no minimum and no commitment. Even $1 would help. And as always, we have merch for sale on our website.
That's right. Now, this is a weekly podcast and new episodes drop every Thursday. So until next time, look alive, y'all. It's crazy out there.